This is Soniera Lynn, and you are now listening to the Anime Assembled podcast with your host, Indy Uchiha and John Forsaken Power.
We are back. Anime Assembled fans, A-plusers, nerd mixers alike. It's your boy, Mr. Nerd Mix Alpha himself, Indy Uchiha, the Guapo, and my man right here, Forsaken Powers, John Forsaken Powers, the human anime and manga encyclopedia.
Unofficial.
Unofficial.
I haven't been officiated yet, but I appreciate the title. I thank you much.
Yeah, you're official over here, bro. You're official over here. What's been up, bro?
Nothing too much, my guy. Real quick though, do you got the lights off or something? It's a little dark on your end. I can't see your beautiful face.
It's just I got a bad camera today. Don't mind me. Don't mind. Yeah, I got a bad camera. They got to add a little bit extra light. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got you.
Nah, it's cool. I don't do shadows and stuff like that. That Sony A5100 took a boo-boo on me. So now I'm using a webcam, and it's definitely a difference between the webcam and that. So
geez.
Yeah, okay. I gotta have all this extra light, but we'll make it work. Make it work.
Yeah, because I can't see anything on your end. That's why I wanted to bring it up, just in case, technical difficulties and all that stuff.
Nah, no problem at all. But hey, we got a lot. Well, we don't have a lot to talk about, but we have a lot to go in depth on.
There we go.
Yes, man. Finally, the movie we've been waiting on has finally came out. But same week, we end up getting a trailer for something that we've been very interested in.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we get into the trailer first, my bro?
Let's do it. We got to kick it off big.
Yeah. One Piece trailer thoughts. Gum. Wah. I mean, we've been really, we were waiting on to see what Netflix was going to do, right?
Yeah.
Been hyping it up. We went over the casting. I feel like we did the casting like a year ago, right?
Something like that. It's been a minute since the castings come out.
Yeah, so we've been sitting here like I don't even really remember what we said about that. I had to go back and watch the other episode. We were kind of hard on some of the characters.
We we had Eminem for what was it, for Zoro, I think, or was it for Sanji? I forgot who. Oh man, it's been a minute. But we were very hard, I think, on 2 out of the 5. It was definitely Zoro and Sanji. I think we were having a little difficulty seeing, but I'm not gonna lie. After seeing this trailer, they definitely blew out the expectations out the water for sure.
Okay, so how did it level out your expectations after the trailer? Because my expectations were set low, and I feel like they raised the bar a lot when I saw the trailer. What were your initial feelings after you saw the trailer?
After all I had was kudos for the, because normally, live actions, they get the bad rep. We've talked about this time and time again about live actions on this show. And this one, I'm not gonna lie, I have never really been hyped for a live action to come about, but this one I'm actually pretty hyped. It was very well done. If I didn't know that this was coming from a manga or an anime or anything like that, I would still think that this was a really dope looking show. And even more, I can appreciate it even more knowing the source material, that they actually did justice to the depictions of each of the characters. I like you said, low bar going in. Now I'm at a very high bar.
Right, now I'm expecting this to be the second coming of Game of Thrones or something now. Since I've seen what I saw, it looked like Netflix spent some money. We were worried about how some of the characters' move sets were going to come off. You know what I'm saying, on screen, especially like Luffy and different things like that. And it honestly looks pretty good with the way they're going to be handling that situation. Sanji looks like a beast. You know, like it looks like we're gonna have that start of that wonderful One Piece adventure. So I'm very excited to see what they're gonna do. The only thing that bothered me is I watch One Piece subbed, right?
Fair.
So Luffy's voice irritated the mess out of me.
The dubbed, the live action,
the live action, his voice irritated the mess.
Okay.
I'm gonna be king of the pirates.
Dude, that is Luffy, hands down. We're already against each other off the bat, off the rip, dude. No, dude. I don't even know the voice actors. Not the voice. I don't even know the actor's name. The guy who depicts Luffy, spot on. I know that dude went. Like, all of the actors went through like a whole bunch of stuff, but I remember reading articles about Luffy. The actor for Luffy actually did a whole bunch of stuff to put himself into the life. Like, he got on a boat and actually lived the pirate's life for him, in order to get into this role. So, like, this dude put in, not like they all did, but this dude put in the time, the work, the effort, and he screams Luffy to me. So
Anaki Godoy.
Yeah, that man.
Yeah, he said that man.
Yeah, that he is for sure gonna be king of the pirates, my guy. Go, all that.
if you say so. In-stream deputations, I'm trying to see how fast like this first season is actually going to go, because I saw some, as we say, villains, some rivals pop up that I thought we wouldn't see until later. Yeah, if you know what I'm talking about.
For sure.
And I have no idea how they're going to depict this certain clownish villain, which is crazy to me because we got Twisted Metal. You know what I'm saying, with Sweet Tooth. Like, it's a clown thing going on right now. I think we're out of the vampire phase. Now we're going into the clown phase again.
But it works. I don't know what about it, but they did it well. Like, I wasn't scared of Buggy back, like, when he first appeared and stuff, because he's a clown and blah, blah. Like, I was actually a little concerned. Like, I see why people, like, he was a feared pirate. Like, with this depiction of him, I was like, oh, like, now I kind of see why people don't like clowns.
Yeah. And it's something that I'm going to talk about with the boys on Hero Report tomorrow, so make sure you guys tune in. Yeah, we're going to have some anime talk on Hero Report, but
I might jump for that then. Because I know you've been trying to get me on, but hold on.
Yeah, because we're gonna have a conversation, because One Piece actually has a bigger budget than Game of Thrones.
No way. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Because if it didn't have a big budget, then One Piece anime fans alone would be upset. But One Piece fans would riot. Okay, streets would be on fire if they didn't give the money. Netflix knew what they were doing. They were like, we need to put in the money for this show, for this IP.
Well, I mean, I get it. Majority of the show takes place on water. So if they're on stage sets with water and everything, I know that's gonna take a woo.
True, but still, like, it's One Piece though. That alone.
My bad. But I don't know, man. It's just you should join tomorrow. You should just come on Hero Report.
What time is it?
1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
1 p.m. I might be able to move some things around. We'll talk about it after the show then.
Okay.
We'll
definitely.
See.
Definitely. But I'm all geeked for this. It looks really good. The CGI didn't look bad. I mean, I've seen better, but I've lately seen worse, like in the Flash movie. But I mean, the gum shot, the gum punch, you know what I'm saying, look good. I like how they teased us with the uppercut at first, and I was like, his arm didn't even stretch with the uppercut, and then they gave us that as the last frame of the scene. That was pretty interesting. It overall looks fun, and for those who can't get through the 1,000 episodes of the anime, I feel like this is something they're going to be able to watch and then just jump to. Because, like, what I did was I read up to a certain point and then I jumped over, because One Piece is like the only anime that really doesn't have filler. It's like legit 1,000 episodes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So you can read the manga up to where you're tired of reading it and then just jump straight into the show. You know what I'm saying? Afterwards, when you catch up, and when you start to get into them 800, 900, the animation starts to get really, really good.
Yeah, because now they're just like, all right, well, you know what? We got the people in. Now we just gotta drop Jaws at this point. We already
Mm-hmm.
were, but now we really gotta drop Jaws, you know? So yeah, no, dude, I agree there, dude. It's crazy for 1,000 something episodes. Granted, I mean you're gonna hear gripes from me about it just for the sole fact I know when I was watching One Piece, I'm way behind right now. But I do know some of those flashbacks they can take like 20 something episodes, but at the same time it's all necessary.
Mm-hmm.
So it's wild to think, because everybody's always like, oh, there's filler episodes for Naruto, there's filler episodes for Bleach, there's always filler episodes, but One Piece, it was all there. It's all in the manga. So just the dedication there alone. And now I'm curious to see how that's going to correlate to this live action, since they are they're doing the first the first season, I guess, the first arc of One Piece
Yeah,
for this
I think it's the
season.
first arc for the season, which I believe is different pacing from the anime.
Right. So it's going to be interesting to see, because I think they're slated for 8 to 10 episodes for the first season of this live action. So being able, I'm sure it's going to be like hour-long episodes, but being able to fit that first arc into the 10 hours properly, I'm curious to see how that's going to go.
This is what I'm very curious of, because that's a lot to try to put into 10 episodes.
Right. Especially with like what they teased into the trailer there. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight for sure. But at the same time, if done properly, it's going to be an amazing season.
But see, the thing about One Piece that makes One Piece incredible is the character development with each individual character. You feel like and you're connected to every character on the show. They're just not there just to be there. Everybody has their time to shine in every arc. That's right. The whole thing about it. Everybody has their position. So I feel like a lot of that might get cut out just to follow around Luffy. And that's not what I want to see. But if that's what they're going to do, I'm curious to see how they're going to break it down and do it.
I think they're not going to take it out, just for the sole fact of even how the trailer played. Granted, they did put a little more shots for Luffy in there, but they did put in like a decent amount for like Zoro and for Nami when they were throwing them into the trailer. So even I think Sanji had a decent amount. Like it kind of, in terms of screen time for that trailer, they kind of had an even split amongst them, with Luffy just having a little bit more. Granted, because it's Luffy. Come on, he's he's the head.
I'll be real with you. Bring It On had a lot of time in the trailer for the Clovers, but when you got to watching that movie, they were only in about 15% of that movie.
Yeah, that's true. So that's it's more so how like we've been talking about, how are they going to do it. So I'm curious to see, but I'm even more excited about it now. I wasn't going into it originally like yeah, I'm so excited for this. With that trailer, now my interest has been way more piqued. That I'm intrigued for sure for this.
No, I'm with you on it. We'll see what happens. All in all, I thought the trailer was a plus. You know what I'm saying, for what they're doing, because I feel like anybody who was antsy about what they were going to get, it took a little bit of that away. And anybody who didn't know what One Piece was, I think it might have intrigued them a little bit. Now, if Microsoft was smart, they would do some type of new expansion or new season for like Sea of Thieves and tie that into this show. And be the sponsor and be like put the ship or something. You know what I'm saying? Like put the Straw Hat ship in it. Like you can actually
Going Merry and Sea of Thieves.
Yeah,
dude, people would drop money for that, hands down. I know. I got Overwatch. That it's the Blizzard game that's now Blizzard just got bought out by Microsoft. They just did in February, a couple months back. They did One Punch Man. It was like. Yeah, they had Doomfist as Saitama, Soldier 76 as Kamen Rider, Genji was Genos, and Kiriko was Tatsumaki. And it was just it was the 4 skins. Soldier was free, and the other 3 you had to pay for. I bought the pack or whatever. It was like, I think it was $40 for the 3 skins, and they had like highlight intros and stuff like that. Just it's just cosmetics, like nothing crazy. It was just like, hey, we're doing a collab with One Punch Man, just because why not, right? And like I guarantee every Overwatch player that I know bought that pack. And granted, like I'm in that community. Like there's more than like 10 people that I know that bought that pack.
Okay,
so
I'm a tweet Phil tonight, and I'm gonna tell him, hey, you know what I'm saying? I know you got the thing going on with the whole trying to get the Activision thing through, but you need to Sea of Thieves One Piece collab.
Bro, dude, put the Going Merry in Sea of Thieves. It's over. People will buy it.
Yeah, definitely.
It'll be that meme of Futurama with Fry with his money. Just shut up and take my money. That'll be every One Piece or anime fan alike. Just shut up, take my money.
All right. Now. It's 3 franchises that people are gonna buy regardless of how they feel. Sailor Moon, One Piece, and Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball, definitely.
Yeah, they
out of those 3, I think Dragon Ball has the biggest merch spot. I guess, like, you see DragonAll everywhere.
JJK is catching up. Like I'm starting to see a lot of JJK everywhere.
Yeah, just a little
bit. My hero too. There's a lot of but my hero I feel like doesn't have as much merch, you know what I'm saying, as the rest.
Yeah, I see a lot of shirts from My Hero, but like in terms of like backpacks or in terms of hats and stuff like that, I don't see as much of that. But Dragon Ball though, I see so much. Like I see car decals all over the place for Dragon. I've started to see more Demon Slayer decals in my area on cars. So, but Dragon Ball is just out of this world when it comes to their merch. It's ridiculous, dude.
Facts. Well, you ready to get into this next one?
Yeah, let's do it.
The wait is finally over, bro. The wait is finally over. Black Clover, Sword of the Wizard King. That's right. Right here, Anime Assemble. You get your review. Boy.
Yes.
Boy, oh boy. This was a lot more than what I expected from this movie. Before we get started, there's a big argument in the community that whether or not this movie is canon. There's a lot of good points for it being canon, saying it took place in between, you know what I'm saying,
such and such
time. I think it's between volumes 23 and 24 of the manga. That's when it's taking place, because they draw inspiration from Asta going through the trial, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, because they found out that he has a demon attached to him and everything. But if we want to go on canon, just like all those Dragon Ball movies, except for the new ones that are coming out, like the super versions, the super movies, that they're actually taking and breaking down and making them canon by making them like the first 20 episodes of a season. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to it, like they're doing with Superhero right now. They're actually breaking Superhero down and putting all the stuff we didn't see happen in the manga, right? Until they do that, I feel like it's not canon. And for manga purists, because this is the way we always felt, for manga purists, Sword of the Wizard King cannot be considered canon, since the events depicted in the movie were not portrayed in the source material.
If it ain't in the paper, it ain't
happened. Or if they don't turn around and put it in the paper, it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing we can do about that. My stance on it right now is that it's not canon.
I'm there with you. I was originally going so I didn't actually I was trying to keep myself, I wouldn't say ignorant, but a little bit as much in the dark as I could going into the movie. So I was full-fledged going with, this is going to be a canon movie, even though, we know it's not canon. But as soon as they were start rolling or whatever, they were talking about the events and whatnot, and it being, I think it's 6 months after the events of the end of the first season of Black Clover. I was like, damn, this is legit. And no, but I agree though. If it ain't in the paper, it didn't happen.
Facts. That's how I feel. This might be one of the best opening sequences I've seen in an anime movie. Personally, I know there's others, guys. Calm down. Don't burn us at the stake. But the opening sequence of this was so clean. They're having like some type of competition. And come on now, we're gonna do this. We know who's stepping up. I don't care how much of an Asta mark anybody is. Come on now. Come on.
If you didn't see it coming that he was coming through, come on, dude. You putting blinders on yourself.
Yeah, but if they weren't gonna let anybody else fight, which I don't care how dope Asta is. Him beating Yuno to me is just it not believable.
Nah, bro.
It's not believable to me, man.
I beg to differ, dude. Like what? I mean, even like just if he's dual wielding, like if he's already coming through dual wielding, I don't know. It could be even. He can pull. He can use his powers against him, and he can negate whatever he throws his way.
Yeah, man. But that elemental would the
spirit drive,
and the fact that Yuno's just touched. What they say? He's touched by Mana. Mana loves him.
Yeah, he's blessed because he's got the 5th clover, or the 4th clover, which is luck. And Asta's touched by the demon. He's cursed because he's got the 5th clover or whatever, which has a demon or whatever. But dude.
Which one of the demons that they were fighting and they talked about it? They was like, was just like he never ran out of mana. It was like he's just loved by Mana. Mana just loves him and will never leave him.
But
and he's already a king.
Yeah, but at the same time, bro, Asta, his magic is never giving up, my guy.
Well,
and you see it come through, even though this ain't canon. You see it come through. Wasn't able to do the things that he was able to do.
That's because, and this is because they're this is because they're fighting an enemy who sucks magic away. And Asta doesn't have magic to suck away.
Okay, but even if we go to the back, he needed the assistance of what? 4 captains or 3 captains that were, granted, they were already beaten to a pulp. He needed 3 captains along with him to fight one Wizard King. Asta clapped one Wizard King by himself. Asta. I know plot armor is a bit.
It's plot armor, but what goes on to it is, he's fighting. He's fighting a former Wizard King with 4 other captains, but at the same time, their mana is drastically being depleted, sucked out of them while they're trying to fight. So they're not fighting at full power.
Yeah, but even still,
Asta's the only one that's allowed to fight at full power.
But even still, the fact of the matter is, he had backup to take out one dude. Asta didn't need the backup because he surpassed his limits. Because that's what Black Clover is all about, surpassing your limits.
Yeah. Well, they had they did just like they did in Boruto, where they had to dwarf Naruto and Sasuke. They had to dwarf the other captains, and they had to dwarf Yuno in order for Asta to shine. That's what they had to do. But while previous episodes of this anime follow Asta and Yuno on which one of them are gonna become Wizard King, which spoiler, we're gonna say it here first. They're gonna have 2 Wizard Kings. Because I believe they're gonna divide the country up. Yuno's gonna go back to wherever he's from, and he's gonna be the Wizard King of there. And then, then Asta's gonna be, take Julia's place to be the Wizard King there. So I think go ahead.
No, I agree. I actually agree with that. That was gonna be my argument to rebuttal your argument. But your argument became my argument, so now this is kind of throwing me off. I agree with that. Yeah, I 1000% agree with that.
Yeah, there's like a tournament starting off the movie, which is as always, this is a trope in anime. It happened with the Chunin exam in Boruto. It's interrupted by somebody. It's a Wizard King who turned evil. Conrad Leto, I think his name is.
Conrad.
I think he wields the sword from the first Wizard King, the Imperial sword,
Elsdokia's sword. Yeah, that's the first Wizard King's sword. That's supposed to contain all of the Wizard King's powers within.
Yeah, so it's the most powerful, it's like one of the most powerful weapons in the Clover Kingdom.
Yeah.
But not on top of that, not only does he have this all-powerful sword and he's powerful himself with his key magic, man, he comes up accompanied by 3 former Wizard Kings of the past.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I'm trying to look it up now. The 11th Wizard King, the 16th Wizard King, and the 20th Wizard King come strapped up with him.
Edward, Princia, and Jester, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So basically, it's Asta and the rest of the Magic Knights have to jump in and they have to fight to the death in order to protect the Clover Kingdom from being totally destroyed from this Conrad. And Conrad's abilities are crazy. Because just OP. And the only thing that seems like is going to be able to even work is Asta's anti-magic ability, something that they didn't have when Julius, before he came Wizard King, locked away Conrad with his time magic.
Yes.
All right. Well, we all know Conrad is like a very bad guy. He's like ruthless with the way he fights. He doesn't show mercy. You know what I'm saying? Like he has a mission and he's going to accomplish his mission. And he's going to protect the Clover Kingdom by destroying everything and rebuilding it like he wants to rebuild it. Okay, Thanos. This movie does a great job of feeling like Black Clover. So like the whole time you're watching it, sometimes when you watch anime movies, you lose a little something of it. You know what I'm saying?
It feels like it's over here, but it felt like it was with the main show. Yeah,
but this felt like that, and that's probably why a lot of people feel like it might be canon. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, because this felt like you could have just dropped this in between that 23rd and 24th. You know what I'm saying? Book, and it would have just fit seamlessly into what was going on.
Yeah, it really did to really emphasize that it exactly picked up right after season 1. It could have dang well been the beginning of season 2. And if you would have told me that this was season 2, I would have believed you if I didn't know that it wasn't. So
right.
That's a good point for a non-canon movie to do. It's different. It's unheard. Well, I wouldn't say unheard of, but it's definitely different.
Okay. Let's talk about Studio Pierrot and the animation and the new, and I guess our favorite characters as far as I'm bleeding. And far as
that's not good.
Nah, freaking cat scratched me.
Oh no.
Let's talk about Studio Pierrot's animation.
Okay.
One of the best studios, especially when they have time to do something, and that's what they had time. They actually had time to do this movie. From all the things on the battlefield, to the way some of these spells were cast, to Asta's black form coming out, to you know what I'm saying, powering up, to Meliona, and you know what I'm saying, the way she was attacking and doing stuff. I mean, everything was seamless and beautiful when it came to the animation in this. Is there anything that stood out to you with it?
No, I agree. It was absolutely stunning, like how they did it. It basically, they took Black Clover, they made it a movie, just like, because it is a Black Clover movie. It felt like one of those things where if I went into the movie theater, that's what I would be expecting to see. One thing I do, I guess as a critique on my end, there were times with transitioning that kind of threw me off for the movie, that I wish that they would have done a little better. There were certain times, like when they were fighting all of the Wizard Kings towards the end, that they transitioned very sharply, like even in the middle of like sentences or in the middle of an animation, that like there was a movement that was happening and they would transition to a new scene. Or just like even earlier on, there were certain moments that it just kind of, I wouldn't say it kind of took me out of the experience of I'm in the world. You know, like a lot of the times when you're watching anime, you feel that you're living it, or you're right in there, you're experiencing it. You're not actually watching something, you're witnessing something, right? And
Yeah.
it kind of made me come back to the reality of, oh, I'm watching something versus I'm witnessing it, if that makes a little sense.
No, I totally get you. Like Naruto and Sasuke fighting Momoshiki. Like the end of the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen, when you had the two dudes, when you had the dude with the clap that was teleporting and they was fighting no boy.
Yes,
And how seamless that was. Now I did feel like those fight scenes in this Black Clover movie got to that type of level, especially with the transition and blends between the CGI and the 2D elements. But I honestly feel like that's part of what you said too. I think sometimes jumping from CG to 2D made it kind of jagged. You know what I'm saying? Like it jerked you a little bit and took you out what you were doing. Like they could have found a cleaner way to do that. But I still felt like they mixed both animations like visually well for what they were trying to do. And I feel like this is the future of what we're going to see as far as when we're talking about anime movies. Remember, the anime movies that sometimes in the past used to look worse than the regular anime. But now these look epic. Like this looks like it's some like animation worthy of actually going to the theater and seeing, you know?
Yeah, and I agree there, especially because there's a lot of with anime being as popular as it is now, you're starting to see more and more anime movies being depicted in, at least in US theaters. You know, I like the Dragon Ball Super movie that just came out for superheroes, and I think even the original, as well as the Boruto movie that came out. You know, like you're seeing it more and more, and so this level of depiction it's going to be the standard. And I kudos for it, and I'm hoping that going forward that we're going to see more movies like depicted in this way, as well as even just for the TV shows themselves, just for the regular anime. Hopefully that, okay, now we've put the bar here, now it's time to bring everything a step farther even more, you know. So basically it's just going to keep evolving into just this insane thing, as well, along with technology being, ever evolving. We're going to get even better quality. At least that's the ideal world right there for me.
Okay. Now the plot was very simple. The simplistic plots are sometimes the best. Old bad guy comes back, tries to take over the world again. New heroes have to stop old bad guy, and do better when old heroes fail. When old heroes struggled against, new heroes are able to, take them out, which shows you how strong, the Knights are compared to, what they are now, especially the Black Bulls are compared to where everybody else is. They did have amazing circumstances, like the fact that William and them just happened to be away on a mission and didn't get caught up with the other captains. You know what I'm saying? Plot devices, because we need their abilities to be able to do whatever. So
a ray of hope.
Yeah, that was interesting to me. But we all knew it's a Black Clover movie. We all knew it was going to end with holding something off until Asta, Mr. Anti-Magic, can build something up in order to deal the final blow. How did you feel about the plot?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like you said, it was simple, straightforward, and through and through, it was a cliche. But a cliche done well is a good movie. That's what this was. It was good. It was a cliche done well. You see it time and time again, like you said, in particularly in shonen anime, they do this, with the old baddie coming back, and the new generation has to defeat them to, show that we're doing better than we were in the past. And, we got to come together to fight this overwhelmingly powerful foe. For me, those are always going to be one of the best types of, I guess, cliche plots that you get, because it's so easy to do, but when you do it well, and then you have this amazing just animation going into it, it's just awesome, So I kudos for the plot. I do. I really like it. It's one of those movies I can go back. I could watch this right now, and I'd still be as hyped to watch through it as I was when I first watched it.
Okay. What is your, I guess, your comments and your likes and dislikes of key magic, or any of the abilities that any of the old Wizard Kings have? Because key magic to me didn't seem overly powerful to, you know what I'm saying, be a Wizard King. But old girl who could make like the legions of monsters and different stuff, ice golems and all that.
Funny Bunny.
Yeah,
I love the name too. By the way, that was fun.
Yeah, she was definitely, you know what I'm saying, Wizard King level. What did you think about these new characters?
So, I personally, they were OP. Given, you know, they're Wizard Kings, of course they're going to be OP. But the one thing for the key magic, I feel like it was just so over. Like, so this dude had like 30 keys strapped to him at all times, and he's able, like, it just seemed like, so he's able to absorb things into the door that his key opens, that he can use it as many times as he wants. It's not whatever was put into the door, that's all he gets. So it just, there was so many things to his magic that I felt was just kind of like, yo, this is just a busted magic. Granted, oh, well, he always needs, you know, he needs someone else in order to support. Like, he's thoroughly a support. He needs a second. But how he was using it, it was just kind of like, I can just pull up whatever magic I want out this door. You ain't got to worry about it, you know? Like, it seemed so busted for no granted, I get, you know, he's supposed to be the overarching villain and stuff like that, but it's just, bro, come on. You're pulling 30 keys. You're pulling hundreds of doors open with 30 keys, and there is no limit. Granted, I get, you know, like, they're sucking people's magic away to fuel their own, but it just kind of, it feels like one of the, there's normally straightforward answers for this kind of thing. There's certain rules to this, you know, to magic.
It's like
this one,
it's like you suck it in, and you should be able to send it out back double, but you should have to take something else in. You know what I'm saying? Or send it back. Right. Similar to the that Akatsuki in Boruto, to where like they can absorb, you know what I'm saying, different attacks, and they can send them back at them.
Right, exactly. And it's one of those things where it's just like, you know, you've seen so much lightning magic come out of his doors, and it's just like, how many times did you absorb lightning magic out of that one door?
It's like that one door. It's like, who did you kidnap and just had them casting spells into the door?
Right. You know, it was just, it seemed like they were making him OP, like, which is fine and everything like that, you know, to show like how serious the event is. But at the same time, it seemed so ruleless. There was no rules to his magic other than, oh, he has to absorb magic into the doors with his keys. And, you know, whatever, that's fine. I also, there was one thing about the characters themselves that I thought was kind of, they explained that these were supposed to be ruthless Wizard Kings, they were deposed from their status as Wizard Kings because of how ruthless and cruel they were. But none of them gave off really the I'm a cruel Wizard King vibe. Well, except maybe what was his name? Jester?
Yeah, you know? that dude was psychotic.
Right, but at the same time, all of them wanted to do was to, like, at least it was good intentions being done the wrong way, kind of thing. You know, like, they wanted the betterment of the Clover Kingdom, but they didn't really have that cruelty kind of feel to them, especially like Princia, or I forgot what was his name? Edward. Yeah, like, they didn't really give that, you know, I'm cruel, I will strike you down kind of. They were more like, I'm stern, not like I'm Hitler. You know, and that, I guess that for me, that's what I was kind of expecting out of these cruel Wizard Kings, was we got 4 Hitlers with magic. You know,
I was thinking the same thing. These are 4 Wizard Kings. They need to, you know what I'm saying? I felt like especially when we came from having the different devils. You know what I'm saying? We had to fought. I feel like these Wizard Kings should have been similar to like the devils. I'm like, they fought I feel like they just fought a devil that was stronger than this Wizard King that they're struggling with.
Right. And you know, and one thing that I also kind of, it's the whole aspect. I kind of understood, like, those are the worst kind of villains that you can get, right? The ones that like, I get where you're coming from. I see why you're doing this, but you're doing this the wrong way. You know, like I was expecting Aizen coming from Conrad. You know, that's where I'm coming from. You know, like, he's truly through and through maniacal and, you know, conniving. You know, like, that's like, that was the level that I was expecting out of these people, like Aizen or Hitler with magic.
If they'd have been more like Aizen, that'd have been crazy,
right? I feel like that would have gave so much more to the experience, especially like just because of how they were depicting like Conrad's correlations or similarities to Asta, with, you know, like how his magic is never giving up, and, you know, like there's come up story and stuff. I feel like if he like was really off on the deep end, like Aizen would have, you know, I feel like it would have been more impactful, seeing like, wow, he was really led astray. Like, this is what could happen to Asta, but we know won't happen to Asta because he has such a strong background and support team.
For something like that to happen to Asta would have to watch Yuno die in front of him and be able to do nothing to save Yuno. I could see him going to the extreme where all magic must stop. You know what I'm saying? I am anti-magic. All magic must be destroyed. Look what it did to, you know what I'm saying, my rival, my best friend. That's the only way I can see something like that happen.
Either that or Sister Lily, the nun from that he's always proposing to or whatever, that he's in love with. If something were to happen to her, game over. That demon skull that's in the back of the village, that thing's coming back to life some way, somehow, because of Asta, and they're gonna try to run amok of the world.
I would like to see an adult Asta with a Jaeger type mentality. You know what I'm saying?
See, I would love to see that, but at the same time, if anybody's going to go that route, I believe that it would be Yuno, and Asta would be the one trying to stop Yuno.
You think Yuno goes and takes over his kingdom and then realizes that the Clover Kingdom, you know what I'm saying, is keeping his kingdom from doing good, and then goes to war with the Clover Kingdom, and then Asta's at odds because he doesn't know if he's supposed to protect the Clover Kingdom or help Yuno. That's the movie we should have.
I love that. The only issue that I think that would arise, I feel like it'd be more towards the Clover Kingdom, or at least the royals of the Clover Kingdom. Maybe not the whole kingdom, but the royals, they don't accept Asta as Wizard King, even though the people have chosen him to be Wizard King. And that's where Yuno's, I guess, breaking point happens, because the royals are trying to, in a sense, get rid of Asta. And so Yuno's, I'm going to wipe Clover Kingdom out and restart it so, you know, Asta can do his thing. And that's because Asta's going to want to try to protect them, because, you know, I can show them wrong. I have to show them wrong. Well, no, they're not going to see wrong. And that's where Yuno's going to come through.
You just wrote a better movie.
Bro, we wrote that movie once Black Clover's, you know, gets to the adult, you know, form of them and stuff like that. When we get that movie, it's gonna be awesome.
Facts. So overall, what would you, if you were to give a grade, because you don't hear on A+, we grade movies A through F, what would you grade this movie?
Oh, that's hard. Overall, I would say, I want to give it an A, but I don't, just for the sole fact that we talked about with the transitions. I'll give it an A-, because it's the lower end of the A. It was a great movie. It was very well done. Animation, voice actors, plot, just it was beautiful. It was great. For what was it? It was an hour and 52 minutes or something like that. It was about 2 hours. It was 2 hours of just awesomeness. I didn't feel like, man, when is this movie going to end at any point in time? In fact, I didn't even know I just went through 2 hours of a movie until the credits started rolling. But I give it the A- just for the sole fact that there was points that they could have improved to get that A+ rating.
I give it a B-.
Really?
I give it a B-, just for the simple fact that the plot was too simplistic. For this, the fight scenes, the animation, and all that is what grades it really high. But I never felt like anything was at stake. And I knew our heroes would come out, you know what I'm saying, at the end. It was never, because it's a non-canon story and anything can happen, you never have that feeling like, man, you know what I'm saying, they're going to take out Asta. It doesn't matter in the main canon. It's just about what's going to happen here, or maybe he gets taken out or gets taken out and then they bring him back to life or something like that. I just feel like the stakes weren't high enough. And the movie was well paced, but I just feel like even though it was beautiful visually, that there was nothing there of substance when it comes to story. You know what I'm saying? And making me want to come back to these characters as far as, now I got to go pick up a manga and see what's happening. You know what I'm saying? I want to see more about these characters. Nothing that left me urging to come back to Black Clover.
Now I feel like I rated it too high. To be honest, so what? Visually, I'll keep it the A-. Story wise, I agree with you there. I think story wise, it was a B solid story plot, but at least visuals is what really kept that movie going. But I do want to, I guess, tweak from your review from me. Granted, yes, the plot was simple and it didn't really feel like a lot of there was a lot at stake, but at the same time you're at least for me, how I see it, because that it was a non-canon movie, the stakes in the movie was the general cliche trope of the world's gonna end if we don't stop this guy, and that is what was delivered. The world was going to end. Like, the world was cracking, people were running, or they were like looking like, yo, this world is about to just implode. So at least for that, at least the stakes were there, but they could have made it more impending doom versus, I guess, it kind of built up just like right at the tip, like right at the end,
Right.
I feel like if they had the impending doom a little more serious, or show a little more of, I wouldn't say the disparity, but I guess the despair of the people in the kingdom that are being, caged to, get their magic sucked out of them. And, just seeing like I said, the cruelty of these wizard kings, like, I feel like that would have made the story a lot better.
No, I dig it. I get what you're saying. Well, that was the Black Clover Sword of the King, Wizard King review. I mean, it's not a bad movie. Go check it out. It's on Netflix. All you guys have Netflix. Watch it. Let us know what you thought about it in the comments below. I think next up, if Bleach comes back, I think that's like the next show that we review.
I think next week.
Yeah.
So, I know it's a July release. I think it's beginning July. I think the 4th of July week.
Yeah. So we'll definitely be in tune for that. So y'all guys, make sure you check out and be on the lookout for the Bleach reviews. But until next time, I'm going to go ahead and let Forsaken tell them where you can find you at. Tell the people where you be.
I'm a simple man. I'm only on Anime Assembled's Instagram. Granted, I haven't posted a whole lot. I did post something for Father's Day. I still haven't forgotten. I still got to post my stuff for ASIN. I know I said it in the last episode that I was going to post them. I've been slacking on that. I've been trying to figure out a way on, I guess, because I didn't take a lot of pictures of anime cosplayers as I was running through all of my pictures. So I'm trying to find a way on how I want to make the post. But at the same time, doing too much. If them, like, so anyway, I'll get there. I'll get it up. Give me some time. But yeah, go find me at Anime Assembled. Go check out some of the posts that we've been making. We're gonna get a lot more up there. So just stay tuned, okay? And then
definitely,
Nerd Mexico Alpha is gonna show you where to do that.
New Anime Assembled merch on the way. Make sure you subscribe to A+ Hero Report right here. This is where we exclusively drop this podcast at. So you guys make sure you come in and tune in for all your anime and nerd pop culture needs. You can find me at Nerd Mix Alpha everywhere, and stay tuned. New music is dropping. I'll actually be back in Indiana, Hobart, Indiana, on August 5th for the Underground Music Fest. A lot of dope acts on there, man. But hey, go search Indie Uchiha, stream my music, help us to bring you more incredible content, because we use a bunch of different mediums to fund this thing we love to do. Until next time, Anime Assemble.
Oh yeah.